Number one, Urban Meyer's a bad dude. And then number two, in the NFL, Urban Meyer's a bad coach. That's why he got fired. You know, the saying that what you do in the darkness will always come out in the light is why Urban Meyer got fired. He inherited a poor culture in Jacksonville and made it worse in 6 months. But I think the most important thing is this: he's a bad dude, and he's a bad NFL coach.
NFL QB turned ESPN analyst Darren Orlovsky did not hold back his feelings regarding disgraced former Jaguars head coach Urban Meyer, and neither did some former players of his or media members.
Was there also a part of me that was like, man, I'm glad I don't have to go through that?
Nah, definitely. That's just the human element of it. Just seeing the results, you definitely like, phew. If there was any year to miss, I missed a great one. So
I did the math, and I think you got a really good chance of finishing with more career wins as an interim coach than Urban had as a head coach.
Nothing. I won't say anything.
The way you earn respect as a head coach from your players at any level is by showing them respect, kindness, humanity, transparency, as well as accountability.
He's a finger pointer. He was always blaming everybody else. I never once heard him take accountability during his time as the Jacksonville Jaguars head coach.
But then also being your authentic self. Nobody likes a phony, and they can see right through it. Those are qualities, as I mentioned, that people respond to positively. Not the time that Urban Meyer was on, because he was bugging.
Said, hey, make your kicks.
And then kicked him?
Yeah.
Because they won pretty, like,
Was
close
it a playful
to it
kick,
after,
or was he
Monday.
mad?
Well, see, that's the whole, like, Urban has his entire story. Lambeau said he was so shocked that it all happened. And I can understand that as well. If I just got kicked by the head coach of the football team in a way that I thought was, like, aggressive, like he wanted to fight me, I guess I'd be a little standout. Like, what the just happened?
Well, and that's what he was saying, is that they had, like, no prior relationship, right? Like, he called him kicker around the building and stuff like that, so it came out of nowhere.
Lambeau said,
that hasn't happened.
don't ever kick me again.
Oh,
and
like
then
that.
Urban said back to him, I'll kick you whenever the I want.
Was that playful banter though? I don't know.
Lambeau filed the lawsuit on May 10th and alleging that the Jaguars violated the Florida Private Sector Whistleblowers Act, that Meyer's actions, which include an accusation that he kicked Lambeau, violated Florida's civil, criminal, and employment law concerning assault, battery, and workplace violence in furtherance of an employer's interest. The lawsuit also says Meyer's actions impacted Lambeau's ability to sleep, practice, and perform his duties at a high level, so he was seeking any back pay owed, damages, and other legal fees. But the Jaguars asked that the lawsuit be dismissed because Lambeau was not a whistleblower nor a victim of retaliation. Instead, as Lambeau admits in the complaint, the club separated his employment due to his unsatisfactory performance on the football field, and the Duval County Circuit Court judge agreed with the Jaguars because they dismissed his discrimination lawsuit. When you have a head coach talking to a player like, I'm the head coach, I'll kick you whenever I want, and don't you ever speak to me like that again. If you do, you'll be the first one out of there. That screams, one, you want to be a dictator, not cool whatsoever, and two, there are probably some personal issues that you need to hash out in your life. And who could forget this viral video of Urban Meyer, who is married, dancing with another woman in a bar when he left the team behind in Ohio following the team's loss to the Bengals.
I just apologize to the team and staff and for being a distraction, just stupid. And so I explained everything that happened and owned it, and just stupid. Should not have myself in that kind of position. The team, I spoke to a bunch of leaders one-on-one, spoke to all the players. They're good. They were focused on Tennessee, and I apologized again for being a distraction.
And Meyer's politics go hand in hand with how he treats his players. Remember back in 2022, former Ohio State defensive back Marcus Williamson accused Meyer and the school of using a picture of Trayvon Martin to enforce a no hoodies rule at Ohio State. But he said he was not in the meeting. It was a support staff member who used such an insensitive picture to enforce a no hoodies rule, which is another thing in itself. But you're the head coach. That can't happen, period. And then there's also him smoozing with Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago during one of the Super Bowls. And new reporting from NFL writer Tyler Dunne alleges even more misconduct from Meyer. Jaguar safety Andrew Wingard says he could be here all effing day to describe what happened with Meyer. The Jaguars defense had a come-to-Jesus meeting. And in that meeting, Wingard said, look, Jaguars had a rookie QB and Trevor Lawrence, a rookie head coach in Meyer, and it was on the defense to help them out. Very benign. Wasn't taking a shot. It was an indisputable fact that Meyer had never coached in the NFL before. He says, Dewey, why the hell did you call me a rookie head coach? Tell me why. If it was anybody else right now, you'd already be cut. Explain yourself to me is essentially what he said. So I had to freaking save face and tell him how much I love him and how he's the greatest coach ever. You're sitting there on your off night chilling. You get a call from your head coach. Hey, I'm going to cut you if you don't apologize for calling me a rookie head coach. The threat was real. If Wingard did not apologize, he was toast. What is wrong with you? How can you say that to a player, let alone another human being? You need therapy. But this is why I'm so glad Doug Peterson came in and changed the culture, because they went from being 2-6 to ending the season 7-2 and pulling off one of the most memorable comebacks in NFL history against the Chargers down 27-0 in the wild card round. And the reason why, as Trevor Lawrence and Josh Allen and other players mentioned, is because Peterson has always stayed level-headed. He never got too high, never got too low. He was very consistent, even when they were going through turbulent times. And the other thing is, Peterson made sure to let the players know who he was, not as a head coach, but as a person. That goes back to my earlier point about being yourself, so that players can trust you, so that players believe and have faith in you and they take on your personality.